Good morning, students. In the last class, we were reading a story that was Three Men of Gotham, but we had not completed the entire chapter. So today we are going to read the remaining story. Okay? Till now, let us recall what we had read in the last class. We had read that there was a town called Gotham in England, and the two men were living, Peter and Hodge, and they were fighting with each other on a matter that Peter was saying, I will bring my sheep over the bridge, and Hodge was saying, you will not bring them over the bridge. So let us see what happens next. Be careful, said Hodge, for if you say too much, I will put my fingers in your mouth. So what is Hodge saying? Be careful. To whom this Hodge saying this sentence? He is saying to Peter, if you say too much, if you will speak this much, I will put my fingers in your mouth. What I will do, I will put my fingers in your mouth. Will you? Said Peter. So the Peter is saying, will you do this to me? Will you put your fingers in my mouth? Just then another man of Gotham came from the market with a sack of meal on his horse. So what happens in the story now? Another man came. There were two men already, Peter and Hodge. One more man entered into the story, and he was coming from the market with a sack of meal on his horse. What is sack? Again a new word. You can see on page number 20. The meaning is being given. Sack is bag. Okay, it is a bag. So he was bringing a bag of meal. Meal, you all know? Like we have our meal in the day, 3 times: breakfast, lunch and dinner. So in the same way, he was bringing some food, some things to eat in his bag on a horse. And what he heard? He heard his neighbors quarreling about sheep. So who were the neighbors? Peter and Hodge, and they were quarreling. What do you mean by quarreling? Quarreling means fighting with each other. Okay, again this is a new word. He could no sheep between them, so he stopped and spoke to them. When he saw the two men, they were fighting about sheep, but as we know, there were no sheep, so the men stopped there and he spoke to them. Ah, you foolish fellows, he cried. It is strange that you will never learn wisdom. So what is he saying? Foolish fellows. Who is foolish? Someone who doesn't have sense, or someone who talks in a stupid way, doesn't talk intelligent things, is a foolish person. So he is saying foolish to both of them. Why? Because they are fighting for sheep, but there is no sheep in the picture, in the story. There is no sheep. It is strange that you will never learn wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom means the ability to judge between what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so he is saying you people will never learn what is right and what is wrong. Come here, Peter, and help me lay my sack of meal on my shoulder. So what did he ask the Peter do? He is asking Peter, come here and help me in keeping this bag. Which bag? The bag of meal on my shoulder. Peter did so, and the man carried his meal to the side of the bridge. So Peter carried the bag on his shoulder, and the man carried the bag to the side of the bridge. Now look at me, he said, and learn a lesson. Now what is the third man saying? He is saying, look at me, two of you, and learn a lesson. And he opened the mouth of the sack and poured all the meal into the river. So what did the man do? He opened the mouth of the bag which he was carrying and poured. What do you mean by poured? He emptied the contents of the bag into the river. Now neighbors, he said, can you tell how much meal is in my sack? So what did the third man do? He took his bag near the river and he emptied the entire contents, whatever meal was there in his bag. He poured all the contents into the river, and now his neighbors, Peter and Hodge, he is asking to them, can you tell me how much meal is in my bag, in my sack? There is none at all, cried Hodge and Peter. So what they are saying? There is nothing in your bag now. You are right, said the man. And you two who stand here and quarrel about nothing have no more sense in your heads than I have meal in my sack. So what is he saying? You are right. There is no meal in my bag. And both of you are fighting about nothing. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? he is saying you are fighting about the sheeps, but there is no sheep. So in the same way, there's nothing in my sack. In the same way, there's nothing in your heads to fight about something which is not there. Okay, so he explained a very good lesson to the two of them, Peter and Hodge, by comparing his bag. Okay, so this was a nice story. Now what you have to do, you have to go through the word meanings, read them, understand them, learn their meanings, read the entire chapter one more time, try to find the new words. Okay, and in the next class we'll be doing question answers. Okay, new words and make sentences will be given to you. Thank you.